Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, the intent is to ensure that you understand how to plot pie charts. Now, most of us, if not some of us, have been to pizza shops where we go to buy pizza and you get a round pizza like this, and then, eating it, you have to take it in slice. The pie chart is no different because you're trying to ensure that a total data, that is the sum of all of this is brought together to make, one whole. So let's assume that this is a business and that it's got sales in the northern, western, eastern, and southern parts of whatever region that is looking at, and we've got values associated with them. Yes, we can use a bar chart to represent this, like coming in here and taking this. We'll be able to use a bar chart to do exactly just this. And we can sort the data in order for us to see which is higher and which is less. But we can also use a pie chart, especially when we do not have so many, items that we are going to plot, or so many regions, or so many parts, you know, so many sessions. If they are not too much, then you could use a pie chart. So here you get a pie chart. We're just going to click this. We're just going to accept this one. And this is what we have here. Once again, like I always mention, there are things that you can choose to change here. Let's try and take them one after the other. First, let us go to the chart. So the chart title is fine. We want to have it. The chart labels is also fine. We want to have it there, So I'm going to click on it. Now, the chart label has some more things that we may really want to do. So we'll go down to this arrow here, click on it, and then decide where we want it to be. Do we want it to be at the center? Do we want to be at the side end? Do you want it to be at the outside end like this? Find a best fit for it and more things. Now I actually want to go to the more because I want you to see some other things you could do. So here is the more, and then you can see the list of labels that it can contain. It can contain value from cells, it can contain the series name, it can also contain the category name, the value, and the percentage. I actually want to bring in the percentage into it so that we can have this here. And so this is exactly what we have now. Okay, so we're able to show each of them in this way. So at this point, we can close this and check if there are other things that we will want to effect in our chart. So what this means is we see the quantity and we are able to see the percentage that it covers. So let's go back and see if there is anything that we might want to choose here. As for the legend, we would love to have it, but we would love to have it at the top so that it's the first thing that is seen. And then based on those colors, any observer would be able to tell what is happening in the chart. So I'm going to go to my home tab. I'm going to just increase it a little bit so that it becomes much more legible. And I'm going to make it bold. So this way we can see it. Now you can also click on this chart, and once you see this cross, you can pull it down a little bit so that you can have space here. So you can actually move it to places, you can move it like this. You can move it like this, and we can return it to where it was. So we have it just in this way. Now I really don't like the many colors used here, although you have persons who like these colors, you like it to be used in this way. What we're going to do is go back to our chart design, look at these our colors. Remember, you can also get those colors from here. So if you click on this and click on colors, you would see these different colors here. Now, almost often, why this looks, will give you so many colors and everything, sometimes it is better to use these types. So these types make it very easy for you to visualize these visuals, for you to see them. Not only that, it's got one color, but it uses different shades of that color to bring it out. I tend to like this and also to use it. So you know that it is from this dark down to the lightest one. And that is the way it puts everything here. So quickly we can see that the West region seems to be almost half of the entire, sales that you get from all the regions summed up together. So you could have it like this too. You could have it in just any other shades of color that you can think about. We could have it like this too. So in this, the darker it is, the more it is. So these are just things you can do to your pie chart to make it look much more attractive, and then you can be able to present something that is good. Remember, this does a filter. So if I deselect and select all in this, you can see what it shows me, and I can select just this, or this. So whichever one, you can be able to, even in presentations, show what each of them is all about. So let me just apply this, apply it, and then leave it like this. Now, you might notice that it would have been better if these are a little more legible. Well, we can actually do that. For example, if we use a white color and make it bold, we most likely will see all of them, but not this one. So we can easily click on this one twice, a second time, and that allows us to determine how these look. So we can decide that this should be black. And so we're able to have visibility of all of the, partitions, the shares that each of them have. So in this way, you can create beautiful pie charts to represent or to visualize data in ways in which it makes it very easy for the onlooker observer to quickly see what is happening with different measures. If you want to be creative, you could decide to do this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just come here, insert a shape. Here is a shape like this. I'm going to take a circle, and I'm going to hold down my shift button so that it's a perfect circle like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just bring this circle here to the middle, and that's just being creative of me. And I'm going to make it a fill color of this. So we have something like this, okay? And then the next thing I can do is, while I click on this object, I'm going to come to my formula bar here, and I'm just going to do this equal to, and I will equate it to the total. I'm going to hit my enter button, and then what is happening is that it's actually there, but it is so big it cannot size that place. So the next thing I'll try to do is to format this object. So I'm going to format that shape. And what I'm going to do in the shape has to do with the text box. So I'm going to come down and say I do not want the right margin, it should be 0. And I don't want the left margin, it should come to this. And that helps me to bring much of it out. If I still cannot see the number that is the total, there are two things I could do. I could reduce the size up to the point where I see it, and that would be it there. Okay? So with this, it simply tells me that this is the total, and then these are all I have in there. Otherwise, I can hold down my shift button and increase the circle a little bit. Now you can see that the number is not exactly at the center. So I'm going to use this to bring it to the center, use this to also take it to the center here, and that is what I have right there. Okay, so I have this right there. I can close this up and then we have this one in there. We could still do other things like make it bold like this because we have a little more space there. So we're just going to click on it and it's bold and it looks quite attractive compared to what we had previously. So what we had previously when we started was this, insert this and this. So how does it compare? Well, make your choice. This is how to plot pie charts. Let's move to another video and see another type of chart that we can use to present data in this way.